Are we live? Is it Friday? We are live. So good to see you guys.
What's up?
What's up? We're all here.
I love music.
Fade it out. How you doing, Kurt?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
That's good.
Looks like we have a little echo flex going on here.
Let me grab my headphones. That may help. I'll be right back.
Yeah, no worries. Meanwhile, as I echo through the canyons of interwebs, I would love to welcome Eric in the house, Brian, in the house, Sean, Bob, Jenny, good to see you guys, Linda, Yahik or Jahik, Lisa, and Kyle's here. Woohoo!
Are you
He's
able to
saying
hear me?
that it's gonna. Yeah, that's so much better.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Kyle's saying that it's been a rough day, so hopefully things get smoothed out for you before this this weekend. Hey, my mom's in the house. Everybody, say hi to Judy.
Hey,
Sticks and Stones is in the house. That dude that lives in the basement.
Judy. Let's see. I'm trying to pull up the feed.
All right, and Spot's here. Cheryl's here. Melissa's here. Hey, it's so good to see you guys. Jackie is here. And did I already say hi to Allison? Allison, so happy to see you. If I already said hi again. Echo, yeah, Theo. I think we have that worked out, and I'm behind in the chat. Travis, good to see you. Hey, we're live. We're the podcast, and we're live. It's like two great tastes that taste great together, guys. I love this.
Oh no.
How was your jog, Kurt?
It was well. It's been kind of freezing the last couple nights, and see, I'm tired of being cooped up in the house, so we took the dogs out and went on a nice little jog. So
I heard that. And do you have a volume that you can maybe turn up a little bit on your voice? Like
maybe I'm trying to coordinate my screen between the chat and the stream.
Yeah, it's like
Because like when I see myself on YouTube, I'm like it's like a 5-second delay, so it's like I'm looking down, but I'm actually looking at the camera and like yeah.
I know it's like a strange wall to get through for sure. Got to break it. Michelle, did I say hi to you? Cynthia, hey, welcome to the show. And this is the showiest show. It's so exciting because we have the Makers Challenge to recap. And if you guys have been watching all week long, you know that it has been just mind-blowingly awesome. And then if you haven't been, there's going to be some spoilers. So warning, but the videos are so good that even if you get a head start on some of the ones you haven't seen yet tonight, it's going to be totally worth it to hang out and hear the commentary and then go watch the video because oh my gosh. And yeah, Brian just says yell. just yell, Kurt.
I will. I will. There you go.
All right, and oh, we have.
Hey, there he is. Who is he?
Yeah, who are you?
Have I in the backstage? Oh, I pulled up.
Nope.
Sorry, I'm on this other one. I'm trying to get stuff squared away. I should have turned my cam on because I wasn't ready.
We're seeing the private life of Theo. Should we?
He wasn't ready.
You want to go away for a little bit?
No, I'll get this figured out. Okay. I'm missing most of the chat because it's actually on your channel.
Well, you can go on the podcast channel too.
I know, but most of the chat isn't there. Most of the chat's over on Ozone.
Okay, I'll go over there then.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, everybody come
Let's
over
see.
to the
Let
sandbox
me,
and play.
I'm trying.
Sorry,
Well, you
I'll
kept
figure out
listing
how.
names off, and I'm like, I don't see half of these names. What
You're
is?
like fixing the chat, like it's not top chat.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
not
like,
like.
am I
Hold on, I
lagging
gotta-
that bad? That seems wrong.
Yeah, I'll figure out
There's
how not to
everyone.
have to simulcast at some point.
Yeah.
Lapidary Dave is in the house. How you doing, David?
Hey,
Tiger
Dave.
Eye
Dave.
is here, and I'm trying to make sure that we are addressing everyone while everyone switches over to whichever chat it is that they feel most comfortable in. We have like safe chats here, right? Like if you need the quiet chat, or if you want to be in like the bombastic chat, just choose your chat, choose your poison.
Okay,
And so,
I'm actually ready now.
all right, cool.
I'm still trying to get over to the right one.
All right. And then actually, it looks like some people are at both locations, so you can simul chat. I mean, there's nothing wrong
Oh
with that.
gosh, that's.
That's a headache right there.
I don't think my brain works in that many directions.
Well,
See.
you've got two hemispheres, so you could like address, one with the left and one with the right.
Yeah, but I think they've been merging lately.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get that surgically addressed.
Yeah, have you been having grand mal theosms?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Pretty much. We were running on fumes like weeks ago, so at this point, like, I'm shocked the car hasn't just broken down yet.
Are you? So are you talking about we as in you and you?
Yeah,
Like that we?
Yeah.
Okay.
left brain and right brain. Yeah.
I can see you toting your both the hemispheres around in your little rock wagon.
Yeah, pretty much.
As
Yeah.
the fumes ran out in the car, and so now you have to just tote it around. Did I say hi to Travis? I think I did, but
Yeah,
I might
you
have just been thinking it and not wording it.
Yeah,
You
it
think
was
that was it?
Travis and a few other people. That was like, that made me go, wait a second, something's wrong here.
Uh-huh.
'Cause I was like, I don't see Travis in the chat. Wait, I'm in the wrong one.
Yeah, I guess this is where the cool kids hang out, David. I'm hosting for one thing, thank you everyone who has been pitching in to upgrade Assault to 1080. So I just have to figure out how to do them separately now because the Ozone has the account, and so I'll figure out how to make it just the podcast. But that is like a complete nonprofit organization with no monetization, and so like I at the very least had to fund the platform over here. But I really want to let y'all know that you guys made it happen, and we do it for you because it's like I said, we don't monetize and we don't throw ads for lives or anything like that. So hopefully y'all get it stream clean, free of any extras, and can just sit back and enjoy the chat and the yammerin's and the tangences and all the stuff that we have on deck for you guys. That's the objective. And Papa's is in the house, and Diana's in the house. Yep, we're growing. We're growing in numbers.
Are you reading from your channel or from the podcast channel?
So what happens? Oh, thank you. The guy from the basement pitched in monkeys. Oh, that is so cool. Where does he get his coffee money if he's in the
I don't know. I think he's skimming off the top because he shouldn't.
Oh, dude, your boss is in the house. You
yeah, you watch your tone.
Alabama, USA is in the house. Good to see you. And did I say hi to Chris? We were chatting earlier in the chat. And so, Kurt, to answer your question, on the platform, you get to see all of it. It's combined into one little chat bar. And
okay, cool.
Yeah, at some point, I think I can add the chat bar to our stream as well.
Okay.
And so I promise you guys, I'll do my homework and figure out how to be a better helmsman.
I'm sorry, I've been in the private chat this whole time. I didn't know it was actually here too. That's dope.
That's what I just found out too.
He's like all alone.
I was in the private chat too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was literally just spamming chat to
Yeah, he was
myself.
like, meow.
And StreamYard also has a private chat for those of you that are in the green
Okay.
room and stuff like that, so that people can be ready. And
Okay.
sorry.
And
Oh,
it
and
never
Bob-
gets used, and I use it every single time without fail.
yeah, come out to play, Theo.
There we go.
Yeah. Or we should make the private chat public, one or the other.
Yeah, one of the two.
Bob,
That
thank you
makes things
so
much
much.
easier.
Thanks for the love. We really appreciate it. And anything that drops tonight will go directly to the platform fund so that we're always streaming at you in the highest fidelity possible. So.
4K, 120 frames a second.
Do you
We're
guys
so
really
fancy.
need to see?
We're doing it in slow mo now.
Right. We're so amazing. A AAA Rockhound is in the house. Hey, good to see you. Did I say hi to Jenny? Ryan's here too, listening and not watching either chat right now. Okay, so we'll have to make it. We'll paint beautiful illustrations of the Makers Challenge projects that we are going to peruse this evening with a slideshow. Does anybody have anything that they would like to catch people up on before we start in with the meaty goodness of the evening?
Not that I can think of. Maybe.
No appetizers. Just go straight
just
for the
that
main course.
I'm working on another project that I can talk about for maybe like 2 more minutes because she's not here right now, but that it won't be coming out for a while. They know.
Annie. Bonjour. Annie, madame, is in the house. Okay, so yeah, if you want to let everybody else in on it, do it real quick.
Gosh.
Can't see that.
Or not.
Well, nah, I'll save that surprise.
Wow.
I was
All
gonna.
right, you guys, you
I'll
almost got to see something.
We'll wait. You'll get to see it soon enough.
Just put that there.
Yeah, it's like setting a $5 bill on the table, and then as you're reaching for it, I just grab it and pull it back. It's like, nah, changed my mind. That'll happen soon enough, though. That's like pretty much around the corner.
Scott, welcome in. Good to see you this evening. Oh, Melissa, thank you so much. We really, really appreciate you. And she says, thanks, y'all, for this spectacular week of creativity and community.
Oh,
yeah, what a good time. I have been having the best time watching these videos, especially after mine was done and the ulcer healed. Of all of the worries that I had.
Yeah.
I know you feel me, Kurt. You had to catch up on some sleep, huh?
No, yes.
Not yet.
Not yet. I've still been messing with it all night long, making more.
Still playing. Oh, so cool. All right, so let's jump in because I think actually you're first, and you can expound upon why it is that you are still staying up all night long. And tell us a little bit about that while I go and grab our slideshow.
Sure.
Which I should have had ready, but it's not. So go tell us a little bit about it.
So I've been interested in making business crystals a lot lately since watching the videos that Theo has made, Brian Major, and a bunch of other YouTubers. And it just looks so cool to grow those crystals. I highly recommend not doing it in the midnight hours with little sleep because you're gonna burn yourself a lot.
Yeah.
But
the upside is it doesn't blister nearly as bad as like every other form of molten
It's just
metal.
like it's hot in your throat and it's like
yeah, then you're done. It's all better.
But I was wanting to take the bismuth crystals and try and make them with copper wire because a lot of you know that I like doing wire wrapping and making pendants. So I thought maybe I could just wrap a little bit and then dip that in the bismuth and let it sit and then pull it out and it has some cool crystals. And I'm getting better at it after hours and hours and hours of trying different methods and stuff. And it's been a lot of fun. And the thing I like about it is you don't know how it's going to turn out. Sometimes you're going to catch a big fish. Sometimes you're going to catch a little fish. And some of them are just crazy cool, and then others you pull them out and they're like, these can't be pendants, but they can be cool display pieces. Or as Brian with 775 Rockhounding, he told me I can make some rear view mirror like charm things for your car, which I'm gonna take him up on that and make a few of those.
Heck yeah!
Like where's the camera at? There it is. So
that one's let me try to
cool one.
Hold on.
If it will focus.
Put you. Yeah.
It's not gonna focus. I don't know how to make it focus.
Put your hand behind it. That might help.
No.
Yeah, and then it usually has a range, like it wants to be, this many inches off. You could come a little bit closer, I think, but yeah, that's gorgeous. Look at the colors. Oh. Yeah, a little bit farther out.
It's hard. Maybe.
Yeah, like you can't see what you're doing either. I like how Theo is like peering over the top of me in the picture. Also, that's great.
Oh, I noticed that.
Not at all creepy.
I keep seeing that. I was like, come on, Theo, stop it.
Right.
I can't talk.
That's not Theo though. That's the guy from the basement.
Yeah, that's the guy who's in the chat right now.
And then so there's those, and then there's the ones that are just super crazy. You just don't know how they're gonna turn out, and they turn out all funky like this, but they're still kind of cool. This one I started last night, and it had 2 crystals coming out like this far on both sides, which is crazy. But I had these little wires hanging off to the sides because I'm gonna wrap through the crystals and trying different methods out. Trying to manipulate the crystals into doing what I want.
Nice. Yeah, that was incredible. And what I thought was really neat about it is that you had the vision to embed the jewelry findings in it so that you can go straight to making a jewelry piece out of it. That was genius.
Thank you.
Yeah, love it.
Work in progress, fun. Don't want to be doing it at midnight hours.
So, Kurt, Rufotris wants you to remind him to show you the guy that makes the skulls and stuff, I guess. And everybody is thinking that sounds really neat.
A message on Facebook later.
Nice. All right. And thank you, John. Really, really appreciate that. Wait, see, this is everybody wonders why I put up certain comments. It's because it moves like right as I'm clicking, and so it's somebody else's comment instead of the things that I'm trying. Got confused with 2 links, not sausages. Congrats to the challenge participants and great projects.
Sorry, I was muted. I'm just yelling thanks to Alexis. Sorry.
No worries. All right, and so we've got the awesome Rockhounding Adventures. That's the thumbnail there in the left-hand corner. So if you haven't watched this yet, that is Kurt's challenge, then go find that. And if you hit Makers Challenge 5 hashtag, then that link will take you to all of them. And then also Theo has a full set list over on his channel. And so let's bring us back to this. And what'd y'all think of the Kate and Jim creation?
That was amazing. Like, I love how she took the faceting, like gemstone, and set it in like cabochons, and it turned out super beautiful. They both did an awesome job.
Agreed. And I thought it was great that they did a collaboration. I was so excited about that when they, like, just in the first, 5-10 seconds of the video, I'm like, yes, cool. They're doing something together. Just because I had an inkling that there might be some faceting going on, and
Yeah.
I was pretty excited about that. Yeah. We just can't have too much of that.
Nah, we definitely can't.
Yeah, and I like the way
It came out
that
so awesome.
yeah, Kate pulled it together with, and the objective for her was that she really wanted it to be all Montana stones that they used for the heart. And so the fact that they used the smoky and then the two cabochons and the sapphires around the outside, and what that was like a petrified wood in the background, I think. I mean, it's just like how cool that all the elements also were things that came from your land.
Our homeland.
The motherland.
The homeland. Yeah, the motherland.
So I
know. I'm just sitting here eyeballing the sapphires on the outside, and
I know. I was like, that one might be fashionable.
So beautiful.
I love Montana sapphires so much. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we've been talking about making little paves out of those. I'm like, oh my goodness. Yeah. Beautiful though. Really wonderful job. Kate and Jim, do you have any other things to add, Kurt?
Oh wow. What? Sorry, I just realized I was reading on the chat and then realized I was responding to something that was like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, I'm so good at that. Like scroll down, catch up.
What was the question?
Oh, just before we move on, if you had anything to add to the project.
No, I'm just really impressed with like their collaboration together and just coming out with such a beautiful piece.
Agreed. Yeah, just fantastic. We loved it, and Lisa did too.
Yeah, I loved it.
I do want to say I love their thumbnail. Like it just cracks me up every time I look at it.
Yeah. Well, it's so easy to take this too seriously.
Oh, I know. I totally know that.
Especially if you felt like, okay, I kind of did my swan song last year. What do I do now?
Yeah.
Like me. That's pretty much where my brain was at this year. Was like, oh, there's no way I can top that.
Yeah. Like so it gets a little stressy. And so the fact that they're just being goofballs, I love that. And that was like the best entry,
Totally.
they came first. And so, well, was it you guys both? I can't remember which video dropped first. I guess it was theirs first.
It was theirs first, and then Kurt posted his first thing the next day.
Yeah. Right. And so I was like, whew, okay, those guys kind of like with the levity, like just all right, relax.
That's like one of my favorite things about it is there's just such a scale between the I'm going absolutely balls to the wall insanity, but then also the this is something everyone watching this video can do. Like the bismuth, that's such a prime everyone, you have the ability to go out and do that. It's awesome. You have to learn how to the crystals. I mean, I don't know how to wire wrap, so that's a statement that I can't say because I'm not a wire wrapper the way Kurt is. But bismuth crystals, everyone at home can actually go out and do that, which I love.
There's elements of all of the projects.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I love so much about the whole challenge is that anybody can do elements of every challenge and then you take it on your spin. Like the thing that Kurt did, with the wrapping and the bismuth was different. And so, I think that is the coolest element of it is that it's accessible. None of these things are, I mean, maybe a few people out there are actual wizards, but Kyle, I'm not. All right. The next one we have Chris Rufotris rooted Rockhound, and he made tools with the most amazing handles.
Yeah, what do you guys think awesome.
Just on it's not awesome, Theo. It's on another level of awesome.
I was pretty much, and I kept saying this during the live chat, I was pretty much drooling over that.
I know. I saw
that tiger iron. Oh my gosh! Which is
they're
funny
so
because when it comes
beautiful.
to colors, I'm a purple blue kind of person, but there's just something about that specific piece of tiger iron. Oh my gosh, I was drooling over that thing.
And to make a tool out of that, I mean, you know,
Yeah.
like, the purples and that are great for jewelry, but, like,
Mhm.
that
Oh
fit
my
the, like,
gosh.
you know, the masculinity, I guess, of a tool and all of the handles and the unique nature of each tool was really appealing to me.
Mhm.
I thought, wow, like, you know, you're taking into account what shape you want to be holding on to, and each one was different.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
totally. And those are like the kind of projects I love so much because it's like I don't know. Every single project has its values in different ways. But I think one of the most valuable aspects of a project like that with tool handles is that's something you see constantly. So it's not like, and again, there's nothing wrong with this. I do this a lot where it's like you make something and it gets put on a shelf and you look at it every now and then and you know it makes you happy. It's decorative. Handles are not. That's something you will interact with all the time and be reminded of the project. And yeah, it's just makes you smile every time you look down at it. And I love stuff like that.
Well, and with an artist, so he created these tools so that he could cut linoleum for his artist prints that you can see in the background. I chose this particular shot, screenshot from the video, and I've used just screenshots for all of these.
Mhm.
So you guys, you too, can go see this exact thing in the video if you haven't seen it before. The the fact that we have, I don't know, your favorite paintbrush or your favorite you know, sharp tool, like your favorite knife, you know, it just depends on what thing it is that you're doing, what creative art form. And these tools for the linoleum blocks, each one being totally unique, like they will get used, and the fact that you get to pick up something that's so inspiring before you even get started cutting your project.
Yeah, it's like making art to make art.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
I
love
mean,
it.
that's half the reason why I have favorite like brushes is because, well, this one was
Mhm.
special because, you know, somebody gave it to me, or this one has like the very, very like best sable on it or whatever. And
Mhm.
so I just
Oh, when I
love
got
this
my lathe,
celebration.
I like immediately went back and replaced all the handles for most of my tools that had wooden handles because it's like, okay, we're gonna show these some love now. So yeah, now my razor saw is like, I think I made it out of Purple Heart. I don't remember. It's oxidized, so it's browned out now. But yeah, it's
Nice.
just I love making handles. It's something that's just like you smile literally every time you pick it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love that they're gonna get used. And so, yeah, you hit it out of the park with that one, and I'm, like, envious, I want them. You know, it's good, and, like, I totally want one of, Kurt's, bismuths, like, that's a
I'll send you
hard
one.
pluralize, but, like, I want one to wear, and I definitely want, to make or to have a cool, cutting tool for I make wood block prints as well, and I was like, "Oh, wow, that's gotta be done." So very, very nice. And, and he's saying that's why it was a double challenge for me, a challenge to get back into my other arts too. I accidentally cut that part out of the video when I said that. Well, good. You're saying it here now. You know, hopefully that does inspire you because I love your wood block, or rather
Mhm.
your linoleum block prints too. They're
Oh
just
yeah.
Mhm.
super, super cool. And so thank you for sharing that with us. You guys have any parting words on that one?
I
Uh,
just
just keep doing that. This is my
keep doing
parting.
that. Keep making art. It's
I like
beautiful.
that. Do more of that. There you
Oh, I like this. I like this right here. Like if I say that loud enough,
go.
enough times.
Like,
Yeah.
oh no, you don't need to do that. Like,
Yeah, whenever you have time. Awesome. You know I'll use it.
yeah,
Okay. This
Oh,
one was so fun.
that was.
I loved it. Yeah, I don't know. My comment, like literally, just all I said was, "You had me at yo-yo." Little known fact about Theo is that yeah, he was obsessed with yo-yos when he was a kid. So I think
Same.
Jared knew that somehow. He was
That's why he
pandering to me.
decided.
Yeah, no, I'm kidding.
Yep. Oh, I agree. Give me a Duncan and a skateboard. You know,
Yes.
I'm like a happy person.
Oh, is someone gonna do that next year?
My
Like a
Duncan
skateboard?
butterfly.
Yep. Oh yeah. I totally had those. Actually. I think
It's actually an ongoing joke that I still receive a Duncan butterfly from my mom every year for Christmas, just
No
because it's been
way.
tradition for that long.
Oh,
Ah,
I love your mom so
Yeah,
much. That
she's the
is such a
best.
good recurrent gift.
Yeah.
And you always, like on Christmas, like I'd be like forsaking other gifts just to get to
It's
the
like, I know which one this is.
yeah.
Well, it's just like in Alexis's family, you're in trouble if Alexis's grandma doesn't get socks for you.
Oh,
So
it's an
yeah, so
indication of her love. Like, yeah, no
yeah,
socks
exactly.
for
So like, yeah, like the first time we did Christmas over there and she gave me socks, I was like, oh, cool socks. And the rest of the family was like, oh, that's huge. That means you've been accepted. Or someone didn't get socks and it's like, oh, they must be in the hot seat.
you.
It's like the barometer for where you're sitting in the family is.
That's great. Yeah, I literally get socks from my in-laws every year
Mhm.
also because they know like I treasure wool socks. And so
Yeah.
they finally like they got it. Like I'm not serious I am serious. I'm not kidding. It's not like, you have the wah wah wah, it's socks
Yeah.
underwear. No, I treasure them. And so, yeah. That's great. And so Theo was the yo-yo champion of 05 in the 406 or of the world.
No, but I was that like nerdy little like 7-year-old kid that had all the hacks. So like you could take apart your Duncan, and if you sanded the bearing, you could get it even smoother. So it would like do all the cool tricks. Yeah. We were deep into yo-yos, man.
Dude. On roller skates, Lisa. Also with the roller skates.
Yeah.
Or like I said, a skateboard, one or the other. Old school.
Yeah.
That's great. Thank you, Lisa. All right. And so, yeah, as far as what was special about Jared's, oh my gosh, what happened to Theo? What was special about Jared's, he's going to go get his
yep, his yo-yos.
his yo-yo.
Do some tricks on the screen.
Going to do a cat's cradle for us. So Jared made his project from all non-lapidary tools also.
I thought that was really like unique and really cool.
It was huge. Yeah,
Yeah.
Chris was just asking, is Jared not here? Yeah, where is Jared? Anyway,
I'll send him a text.
He might have gone to bed already. But yeah, the fact that he was able to do, I mean, I love the first scene was him like actually with a huge saw, like just a regular tree cutting saw, hacking the soapstone away from like the cliff, and it's going to be good if it starts off like that. And so he was able to do this start to finish just in an amazing way, and that I really have a huge amount of respect for. And yeah, yo-yo skateboard. It always comes back if you fall off of it and it like just comes rolling on back to you, and you can just hop right back on, just ollie back on. And so Rufo said, watching Jared's video made me want to go do some soapstone carving big time. Yeah, very inspiring.
Yeah, I'm a huge proponent of soapstone. I think it deserves way more love because it is actual magic.
Yeah.
Stop not loving soapstone.
Soapstone is the best. It's amazing. So there's a quarry in Montana where you can go. You can't actually go into the quarry, but you can, if you call the mine ahead of time, you can actually walk up along the road because their giant haulers drop rocks off the side all the time. It's actually a talc mine. But it's amazing. It's like jade colored soapstone, and it's amazing. It's the best stuff ever. So yeah, every year we go over there and I stock up on some soapstone for carving because it is magic.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah.
Oh, I love Soapstone.
Welcome in, Boot.
Hey,
Good to
actually,
see you.
take it back to the very first Maker's Challenge. The dragon I carved was out of
Yeah.
Soapstone.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that seems like ages ago. Like 1,000,000 years
Like,
ago.
it's hard to believe how long ago that is. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's another life.
Yeah, whole nother dimension. Created Rocks with Dan the Rock Man. Good to see you. Thank you for coming. And Femme Mécanique Designs. I love that. I love that name.
You
So
too.
fancy. You could just make lumps of rock and like it would just be fancy with that name. All right. So thank you, Jared, for being awesome all the time, 24/7.
I sent him a message. I don't know if he's gonna hop on or not. So
okay. We'll go back to his slide if he comes. Like, hey.
I was like, hey, we're talking about your yo-yo. Hop on.
Hey, Tomcat. Josh is in the house. Good to see you. I hope that you're traveling well on your vacation. And the next that we have up here is Quest for Details, Nate. And what do you guys think of this one?
I loved it.
That was
Sorry,
so cool.
I'm lurking.
Oh no, there they are.
I know your
Sorry.
alter ego. I loved this. I loved the beginning. I loved, gathering. Like it didn't matter what stones. And then what's cool is that you have to like spend a little intimate time with every single one of them to get it in place. And so you get to like find what you found. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yep. It's so cool.
This is exactly what I was talking about, where this is like, this is anyone can step in and do this kind of project. It's
if you're old enough to use a hot glue gun.
Yeah, exactly. And I love that.
Kate thought that was funny. Like, she's like, I'm still not old enough to use a hot glue gun.
I shouldn't be allowed to own half the stuff that I have.
Right. Yeah, my studio is totally off limits.
Like,
to me.
I don't know who gave me the okay to buy the stuff that I get, but I shouldn't be allowed to own a
this
foundry
saw, I just don't
or
know.
lathe. Yeah, it's like, I don't think I'm old enough for these yet, but
but yeah, the accessibility, and so many people in his comments were like, I used to do that when I was a kid, or this totally took me back to, making fairy gardens and fairy castles. And
oh yeah.
I just love that. And I think that's magical. And it like he made an incredible carving, like a jade carved knife last year, right? And was that last year? Again, I like get them all blurred out, but like
the year before last.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, because he was actually going to do this last year.
What
is
yeah.
Did he try? Didn't make a obsidian era or spearhead?
That was the first year.
Oh, okay. I got them all
yeah, there's so many to keep track of now.
There are, and so it's awesome to flex on, okay, this is what I can do, and you're just like, wow, he did that. But then here we have, I mean, it's still totally extensive. Like, holy cow, that's gonna look so cool in his garden. But at the same time, so accessible. Like, nothing is stopping anybody from doing this project.
So I got one question: are birds gonna live in it if it's in the garden?
Aw, that would be awesome.
That would be really cool.
They're all running up and down the stairs. They're all stoked.
Totally.
If you lived in Florida, this would quickly become a lizard habitat.
Oh,
Ooh.
Really?
If it was outside, yeah.
Or little hermit crabs.
Oh my gosh. Well, like, it always blows my mind just because there's like one place you can find lizards in Montana, other than the horned toads. Those are pretty much everywhere in the prairie. But up in the desert mountains, you see lizards every now and then. So it's like culture shock going to Florida for the first time, where there are anoles and geckos everywhere. So yeah, if this is outside of your house and you live in Florida, there will be lizards living in it. We'll have little turf wars on the different spots.
Turf wars, little baby dinosaur turf wars in the castle.
Well, and anoles do laps, so they've got like a bright red flap that they like open up and flare at each other's. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're cool.
That's awesome. That's the kind of castle warfare that I'd love to see.
That'd be cool.
The dragons in the castle.
Yes.
That's great. Well, and yeah, so awesome, Nate. Thank you so much for your incredible talent always. And I swear, like every year watching his video, I think my heart rate and blood pressure is like 10, 20 points lower. Like
Yeah,
it's so
exactly.
zen. Like I'm like, okay.
No, it's so true. It's so
So
true.
awesome. So awesome hanging out with Nate.
Yeah,
All
it really
right.
is.
Oh my gosh.
Hi, it's you.
So
I've seen this once.
yeah, we have this crazy clown that went wandering around in the sea anemone and
So I gotta ask
several times.
I gotta ask, was the nudibranch always your plan for the thumbnail, or was that a result of the live that went off the rails?
Oh, I think that was pretty much a result of the live that went off the rails.
I'm sorry about that. I didn't realize that I was going to derail things so much by demanding the nudibranch.
Well, and yeah, and the footage of it attacking me, like that was like definitely Theo inspired.
Yes.
that was actually I took the thumbnail while I was trying to get the footage of it attacking me, and so I'm like, quick smile before it gets in your ear.
Exactly.
And so my project was basically again like Theo sitting like the devil on my shoulder, like he said, talked me into doing a really easy difficult cut, the Portuguese round, and that's the cut that's in the center faceted piece. And I thought it was going to be super hard, and it was like it wasn't as hard as I thought, and yet it was pretty still complex and a little like mind-boggling. And it's really mind-boggling when you finish it. You're like, you know, you hear all of the angels singing, and
yeah, you really do.
The birds that live in the castle, they're all like chirping at you.
They're my favorite.
And so, wow. And so
they're my favorite, and I don't think it's even close. Like the second place isn't even close to port rounds. They're
it hasn't like started the starting line, and the port round is already off the finish line.
In that race, the port round is like a full lap ahead of all.
Lap those suckers.
I love them.
So it is. It's an amazing cut, and so that's the sunstone, and I too wanted to do stuff that was primarily from around here, because I wanted, like, I literally, I was like, what do I do for the Rockhound or the Makers Challenge? And like I kept on like the beach, like that was literally happening. And so I just like based the video on what my head was doing. Like, yeah, you know, like the reef, Karen, like the tide pools, come on, like don't be stupid. And so I was like, yeah, it would be cool to fabricate the reef and just have the stones kind of be part of that ambiance of what the reef represents. And so the coral is the only imported piece, and that's like old stock that I got, you know, around 30 years ago at the Tucson Gem Show. And then the other pieces are the sunstones that we got over at the Spectrum Mine, and then a Richardson's Rock ranch piece of thunder egg from our very last trip there, the Pride bed, and that looked like some kind of like bird sea creature in the water, like coming up and eating part of the reef, you know. And I was just like, no way, that's so cool. And so yeah, it just turned out to be a really fun project, and I pushed myself because I'd never done like that many little findings on a piece. And so it was just fun to do something kind of over the top, ornate. I'm usually pretty simple and straightforward when I go into even like a multi-stone piece. They're usually fairly structural and geometric. I like that. And so this was really out of my comfort zone. Like, let's make it all like, blah, 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 you know? So anyways, thank you guys all for you know, the wonderful comments and all the support, especially Theo, like in the middle of the night we're still like chatting. Crazy.
I make the joke all the time I haven't in a while, but I used to always make the joke that especially when people are talking about messing with like toxic rocks or licking rocks, I always say, listen to your shoulder, Jared.
Yeah.
I think you were
Yes.
listening to your. It makes me laugh now that I've been called the shoulder Theo, because now you've got the angel, which is Jared, telling you not to do stupid stuff, and you've got me on the other side saying, "Hey, you should probably stop doing your work and go facet."
Yeah. Well, it's like, should I do that? Do it. You know,
Yeah, do it, come on.
do it. Yeah. I was like, every single time I was like standing and just kind of peering over the side of the cliff, he's like, push.
Just, yeah. I put the harness on first, but yeah.
Oh yeah, belay on, but like,
Hello,
yeah.
sir. What are you doing?
So again, thanks everybody. And the next one we have, oh hey, rock and roll Rockhound is in the house.
Hey.
Ricky's in the house.
I've got to go put a cat in solitary. I'll be right back.
Okay, yeah, go for it. And I'm just gonna toss this up here because I was just reading it. When did the pondering moment, and then placed your hand on the glass and made me spit? Yeah. Okay, so a few of you, I don't know if like most of the video was spoof. Like overly dramatic, just because. And so yeah, I was like, I have to. It was a chance for me to do some cinematic fun. I mean, even the intro, like it was ridiculous. And like it's the magnitude, you know, and that's why I had to have the vicious little white bunny at the end, because I don't know, I was just trying to go over the top for the whole thing, because that's just how it felt. And so yeah, thanks for noticing that though. and having a spit take on that. I was really hoping for that, you know. Thanks. And then we have Kyle, World of Rockhounds. Yay! This was so cool.
Is he here?
I think he is. He was at least earlier. And this was like stupid precise. If you watched the video, you saw like how slender and what a weird ridge that original handle had. And this is just elegant craftsmanship. Oh, the wizard is here.
Okay, I just sent him a text message. I was like, hey,
okay. Dude, we're talking about you. Your ears should be burning. Get up in the house. And yeah, Spot says Theo is literally hurting his cat. It's a true story. Thank you, Tiger. I really appreciate that. Just also trying to keep one eyeball on the chat going by, but giving Kyle his deserved props on. Like, I would have been sweating bullets this whole project. It was so fragile.
I was just praying the entire time. Please don't snap. Please don't snap. It's so small, thin, and perfect. Like it's a spectacular job.
Yeah. I mean, I would have had to change shirts like 50 times, you know, like the cold sweat coming down.
Yeah.
Things slipping out of your hands. Like, you just can't. What do you think, Kyle? I mean, Theo. What do you think, Kyle?
I don't know. I'll ask him.
Kyle out there in the
Kyle in here.
and Theo, what do you think?
I'm getting to the bottom of this right now.
He's reaching into the dark innards of his brain.
Well, I was going in chat to find out what Kyle thinks. So we'll see. I thought it was amazing. I also was really eager to see what he did, because he's been, you know, Kyle's a big meanie face, and he's been lording it over us for like months at this point that he's been done. And we're like, shut up, Kyle. That's what I want to hear. So I've been done for quite some time. It's like, yeah, I know, because you're responsible. So I really wanted to know what it was. But oh my gosh, it came out so nice. That is like tiny, like absolutely minuscule margin of error on something like that. So not only did it, you freaking nailed it. It looks so.
Yeah. That's why I have rags in my cab tray just in case, and a towel under the polish wheel to catch it. No kidding.
Yeah, I
And
just
carpet
laid
on
more.
your floor and great big bear slippers so that there will be like soft rebounds only.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I'm sad
that was
no one
dope.
pointed out my airplane reference. So
Where what?
nobody acknowledged my airplane reference, and now I'm upset.
Where is it?
You said that you were hoping people did a spit take. I said I did a spit take, but that's because I have a drinking problem.
Oh, it was the wrong week to stop sniffing glue.
It's just where my brain's at right now.
Yeah.
It's like,
I
oh
like
man,
it. Good
someone
bit.
better acknowledge that that's an airplane reference. Otherwise, people are going to think I just like admitted to having a drinking problem, which I don't.
Yeah, it's forever in the chat now too.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that you clarified that for
Yeah, I just
all
had
the
to throw that
YouTubers,
up.
10 years down the line.
Yes.
They're wondering what happened to Theo.
Oh, Kurt's backstage. She's gotten trapped.
Oh, thank you.
This
I
is
didn't
why
even
I am
realize I was gone.
I thought maybe he was, under the yo-yo or something.
God, he was just,
Not really sure what happened.
Internet's been weird lately here.
Man, I totally hear you.
All the winter storms, it's not winter anymore.
I got online an hour before I was supposed to have finished uploading my video. Like that day was so stressful. When I dropped my Makers Challenge video, we were offline all day. That was the worst. So crazy. And so, did Jared get here? Or somebody might be a little bit behind in the stream. They were asking how long it took to make the yo-yo. Kurt, how long did it take to make the yo-yo?
Me?
How long you
let me send him a text message and see. He said he has low service where he's at. We'll see if he responds.
Oh, got it. Oh, that's awesome that they're out in the boondocks. I love that. So Cheryl thought that perhaps she assumed that you were referring to the weird red stuff in the water bottle, which you always have like some. But see, Soul's talking about Kurt's drink. Are you drinking Kurt's drink, Theo?
I mentioned my red drink that I always have.
Oh, you have the red drink too.
I
have
a red one too.
Desperately trying to avoid getting sick because he's run down like crazy. So he's taking a lot of immunity vitamin stuffs.
Very good.
I'm trying to stay away from
the sodas. So, Kyle, you're still in the house, I think. Did the person who got this knife like it? And if so, great. If not, they need my address to send it to me. So you can go ahead and answer. Yep. Darn. Whoops. See, it happened again. There we go. All right, thanks for hanging out, Rufo. Again, cheers to you on your awesome Makers Challenge, and thank you for joining us. And let's see the next one. And Allison would love for you to stay well. And it sounds like she's trying to kick something too. So you as well, Allison. And let's go.
Thank you, Dan the Rock Man. Said he loves the name Sticks and Stones.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm catching up on chat.
Yeah, it's because it's wicked rad. Almost as wicked rad as this here cube. Oh my gosh.
That thing is so cool.
Yeah. Again, Jason, like just.
I love his projects. He always
quietly.
It's so different every time.
Right? Yeah, he like flies under the radar and then bam.
Yeah.
Clack.
It's so cool.
Upsides the head with you with the cosmic cube. And so, it just kind of speaks for itself. Look at it.
It's so cool.
Don't you want one? Everybody
Yes.
needs one of these.
Maybe
Yeah.
next year we should make extra of everything that we make, so that way we can send it to all the contestants.
Oh, that's such a. I don't know that I could have done that this year.
I know.
But
Yeah.
maybe next year. I think all of mine so far have been pretty one-offs.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, how about chess sets for everybody?
Yeah. I love one of those.
The chess set is I actually am planning on making molds of the stone pieces. Because the board is easy. The board is fast. It literally is. The longest part is waiting for the resin to cure. But now that I've made it, I don't actually ever have to make it again because I can just do a cast, make molds of all the pieces, and then I can either do resin or, which I'm planning on doing at some point because I have a foundry that has never made an appearance in a video. I'm planning on making aluminum and brass.
Ooh.
So it would be a silver and gold. Great. It would be so cool. But yeah, I don't. The vast majority of the time in that was shaping the pieces. So now that that's done, like the brunt of the work is over.
You could remake, or like you could make the pieces again with stone. Just use like rock dust and resin.
Yeah, exactly. Just build up a bunch of dust. Yeah. Oh yeah, totally.
Just sweep your floor.
Yeah, exactly.
It would be fascinating, I'm sure.
Yeah, and the resin would be super fast and easy. Like that's just 2 pours and you're done. So I'm definitely doing that probably this summer at some point. I want to do that again because
Thank you, Cody.
That was so long.
Yeah.
Oh
and dude, do it. Like I think that one of the biggest deals of the Makers Challenge and all of us here on the Rockhound podcast, like the big message is do it all the time.
Always.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just get it.
We all need to wear T-shirts when we get on the podcast that says "Do it."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's for everybody to do. Yeah. Definitely not exclusive. So get thee to your camera and start making the cringy ones, and they'll start getting really good really fast, and you'll look back and laugh, and it's all good.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, this is a good point right here. I mean, it's so easy to look upon this thing and just go like, that is so luscious. I love it so much. But think about how hard fluoride is to work with.
Fluoride is a nightmare. I'm amazed that it behaves so well. I think he said that he got 1 break, and that only 1 break is insane for fluoride like that. That's remarkable.
Yeah, that's top shelf.
So touchy.
It's so hard. Yeah, it's so soft. It's so hard to work with. I don't like looking at it at all. If it's not already in the shape that it wants to be, then I gotta stop.
I faceted rainbow fluoride once, and it was, I think once was enough.
You did?
Yeah, and it was so pretty. I don't know if I have any pictures. I'll try to find it at
Was
the
it
shop.
a zonal piece like that one? Like rainbowy?
Yeah, it was
wow.
super, super, super transparent green and purple.
Ooh.
And yeah, it was gorgeous, but oh my gosh, that was like the hardest stone I've ever faceted. Not hard, but like difficult because it just wouldn't polish.
Wow. Yeah. Okay, so we've been talking recently about one of the solutions that might be for some of the softer stones to polish is that like wooden lap thing.
That's what I was really thinking about when you were sending me that link. I'm like, that might be. The other one was celestite. Celestite is so soft. It's like calcite soft. So it's really, really, really. It's a little harder, but it's so hard to polish on the flat lap, or not the flat lap, the faceting machine. Which is weird because I make celestite eggs all the time and it polishes just fine on the flat lap. But for some reason, when you're on the faceting machine, it just does not polish the same way.
Interesting.
Yeah, that is. And you have to wonder if, you're like diamonds and metal are too much for it.
I think it is, honestly.
Yeah.
So my brain went straight to that when you showed me those wooden laps. Like that's, we're going to have to do that.
I was face palming so hard. Like, I totally use, wooden dowels that I fashioned into points for the carving polishing of opals and things like that. Why in the world did it not occur to me to do that?
Yeah.
You know? And so, yeah, that's going to be a super fun project. And Jason, we tangented off of here just a little bit, but like, what an awesome job.
It's so good.
Sitting here looking at you like,
I was going to say, we need to get Jason back on because he joins us in the tangents so well.
I know, Jason.
We're overdue for a tangent with Jason.
We need to hang out.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, we will.
All right. So if you're listening or out there, he's probably already in bed, but like, yeah, we definitely need you back on the podcast, Jason.
We're way overdue for Jason hangout time.
Totally. And thank you, John, is telling folks to hit that like button. Wow, we look at the beautiful face of Marlena Atkins.
Woo!
This was so cool.
Yeah, I love this.
I love the contrast between the moss and the stones that she chose, and then also when she went into the forest to pick the moss up, it was that the scene of the forest was just so magical.
It made me
so cool.
like homesick for the PNW. Oh my gosh.
Me too.
I was like, I need to go to a Pacific forest like right now. But in like a week, I'm going the opposite directions.
Right. Yeah, you're gonna have the antithesis. But yeah, I loved, her opening shot. I was just like, yes, so pretty.
I love it.
And so her, like, I always love little microcosms, like little nichey things like the castle, fairy gardens, terrariums, all that kind of stuff have always just been beguiling and enchanting to me. And so I just was so stoked on this. And if it didn't inspire you to make one yourself, go back and watch it again. And then, go directly to either your, the outdoors where you can go and grab some of this stuff, or go to Home Depot or whatever gardening center is near you and like get some cool stuff. Because I mean, like, look at that. Your rocks deserve that environment.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I love biospheres and terrariums. So this was right up my alley.
Biospheres, next level.
I love it.
She says with an interesting, like, will I remember that for next year? Like those sealed biospheres are like just.
I love them. I want it. I love them so much. I want to make one so bad.
I know.
It's like a perfect ecosystem, especially with like the humid ones, like that rely on the moss, because they make their own weather basically. It's so cool. I love it. I love it so much.
Yeah, it is so cool. We one year we went back home to Cali, and I took back to Arizona they had these little terrarium starters for a redwood tree, and it was like this tiny little redwood. And of course, it was just a shoot. And so you'd start growing the redwood, and like, it wasn't a good environment in Tucson for it, but I got it 4 feet tall before it died. And it was like this perfect little like bonsai, like an actual redwood. It was so cool looking.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah. And so go ahead.
Sorry, reading the chat. Didn't Theo make an agate water fountain before? I did make a water fountain out of agate. That's on the second channel, the one that I'm currently lurking in chat on. That was early in the second channel too. I took a bunch of pieces of the dished but botryoidal Montana agates and made a fountain that cascaded down. That was a fun one. And that just totally like tickles the same part of the brain as terrariums, because that was all like all the moss and that kind of stuff. Yeah.
And we've got Beyond the Biodome. I did visit that when there were people in it, by the way. I was pretty like enthralled, because they would walk you through this tour first of all the tiny little biospheres that they made, which is just exactly what, Theo and I are talking about, like all those tiny little self-sufficient,
I love
so that they could make the big one. I was just like, I was in nerd geek mode overdrive.
Oh, I love it so much.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something about that I just adore. It's the same with like aquarium stuff. in terrariums. It's like, if you do it right, you should never have to touch it ever, unless you're like aquariums topping the water off. But I don't know, like those sealed ones that are just like perfect environments that you never really have to do anything to. Like, I love that so much, and I've been wanting to do one for so long.
I think you need to do one, Theo.
I think I do. I do.
Yeah. That's a perfect second channel, Elio.
Oh yeah, that's absolutely perfect for my second channel.
Yeah,
Free the mahi.
Yeah.
What?
I know. I saw that too.
What?
Into my mouth? Like
Actually, speaking of, oh my gosh, I'm so excited because mahi are running right now in Florida, and we're going deep sea fishing.
Oh so yeah,
the mahi are running, and the blackfin tuna are running, and I am so freaking excited. Oh my gosh, I love mahi.
Yeah, get in my belly. Bob's Rocks, thank you. We the viewers are the winners of the Makers Challenge for the inspiration and the ideas that makers provide. Thanks, dude. That is so sweet. Thank you. It's Theo. It's all Theo's fault, you guys. Thank Theo. Rocky Mountain Bear, welcome into the chat. It's good to see you. Thanks for coming. All right, and thank you, Marlena, for your outrageously cool project. And oh my gosh, we just watched this.
Yes.
Dude,
so awesome. I've been wanting to do this for so long, so I got so excited when I saw that thumbnail this morning. It's like, yes.
Yeah, this was, I mean, like, and he kept on being like, oh, well, you know, that's not that much. That's not a big deal rock. Like, it's this gorgeous rock with these awesome fossils in it. And he's like, oh, no, we have way better fossil rocks here. Pshaw. Like, just drooling over that. And then, yeah, what he made out of it.
Yeah.
And then seeing it from like, I think one of the coolest things about the Makers Challenge is that you see that chain and you're like, nope, no, hard no.
How in
and, yeah. but then you see it and you're like, oh, well, I started with wood and I practiced. And then here's the shape that you have to like, and then you see somebody start to finish it and you're like,
I can do
that. Yeah. Like, this is
so I've made wood chains before. I've never done stone, which is exactly why I got so excited when I saw that he did it, because I've never done stone. But I've made wood chains before, and it is actually, obviously wood is way easier to work with than stone, but it's so much easier than you'd think it would be. So it's like, yeah, you just take the same process and apply it to the stone, but then you have to worry about all the polishing and the making it nice and smooth, which is, you know, like 5 minutes of sanding with wood. That is not the same case when you're working on stone. But yeah, they're just kind of magical looking. It's yeah, deceivingly simple in its concept, but not exactly in execution.
Yeah, no kidding. And that was hashtag blame Kyle right now.
Blame Kyle? What are we blaming Kyle for?
We're blaming Kyle for this. Yeah. And thanks. Yeah, this there's only 2 channels that are missing from this recap, and that is Ma'am Lambo and that guy in the basement, Sticks and Stones.
Who is updating this thumbnail literally the second I get off here.
He looks so scared.
I know. I can't use that picture enough. Like, I might make a t-shirt.
Yeah. So I don't know when Ma'am Lambo is posting. I think, I don't know. It could be at any point, honestly. But mine is premiering tomorrow. Clearly, it's on the screen right here. Premieres Saturday, March 30th. Yeah.
That guy, the other hemisphere of your brain.
Yeah, the one. At 5 p.m. Mountain Time. And I'm actually, should I just do it now?
What?
I was going to say,
that would be cool.
The second we're done, I'm changing the thumbnail to the actual thumbnail. So I guess I could just pull that up right now.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
We get the first peek.
First peek before anyone else.
Now that look of fear is turning to look of dread, because he's gonna go away, and he's really sad about that. Look at all of the different feelings going across that face right now.
I know.
I don't want to do that.
Terror, pleasure, and pain. It's all there.
Slides? I have to add a file?
Theo is the guy that lives down in the cellar. Yes, John. It's the multiplicity of Theo. Like he's the one that you have to put down in the basement. There's 5 or 6 of them. You didn't know that?
There's one for every name that he's had on this podcast.
Yeah, exactly. There's a whole column
There
down
are
there.
several of them in the basement then. There's a whole herd of them like hanging out with the cat right now.
Yes.
I'm really trying, you guys.
And Kirk is in the house. Good to see you. Thank you for wandering in. And hey, Steinkerns, can't wait to see this tsunami. Dude is working on a fat mug for drinkins that has a
All right, I think I figured it out.
Okay, great. Do it.
All right, ready?
Nope. Yes. Ah, what?
Ooh,
No.
that's cool.
No.
I got chills just now.
I know it's so hot in here. I got
It
chills.
is. And I have my windows open and it's in
My
here.
The screen doesn't know whether to freeze or melt.
Yeah. That was a process, and oh my gosh, it came out so nice.
Did you just say something? Because I think that like all I can hear is like white noise of like, oh my god.
So I would also like to point out that this much color is showing on the blade, and there's front light on it.
Oh no way.
It's backlit, but also front lit, and it's that bright. That slab is insane. Like the rainbow in that slab is out of this world.
Melissa said it just for everyone.
So I made a locking flip blade pocket knife, 100% from scratch.
That's cool.
Wow, dude. Yeah.
It's
Kyle.
So cool. Fire City, no, no Fire City because I don't know how to polish it.
You're darn tootin'. That is incredible. You are dreaming, Eric. I'm sorry. You're gonna wake up and like none of this happened. Like not any of the challenge.
So on tomorrow at 5 p.m. we'll be premiering this video, and when we start, it is literally just a pile of raw materials, and we turn it into an awesome knife that I have been playing with this entire time because it's just so satisfying.
Is it your new fidget spinner?
It pretty much is. Like I sit there,
although
and
you're
hold it constantly.
You're lacerated, like you're just bleeding. I love this. Yeah, it actually folds shut.
Yeah, it totally does. It's a folder.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's a folder, and we made every single piece from scratch, and it's awesome. Is Theo even human?
He's multiple humans. I think we covered that.
Yeah,
Theo for the win.
I was so happy that it came out. So funny story about this project. It was actually supposed to be a second channel video in like July. And I finished the blade, and the moment I finished the blade, I'm like, this is too cool. This is just too cool to be a normal second channel upload. We're hanging on to this until Maker's Time. Does it cut? It does cut.
Wow.
That's cool.
I sharpened it fairly
insane.
well. It's not like, it's not going to cut the way a normal steel knife will, just because to get that thin of an edge on stone makes it incredibly fragile.
And yet Montana agate is harder than Damascus
steel.
So
it will cut. It will absolutely cut, but you're not going to be eating dinner with it or anything like that. But oh my gosh,
I can just see you like flicking that out the next time we're all camping or something. Like, can I open your hot dogs? Dang, we're all like, oh, I need those sunglasses.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh, also, Karen, you've been asking me about inlay. I do abalone inlay on this one. So.
Yeah, you do. Oh no, that like it was really hard for my eyes to shift from the iris down to the inlay, but I did make it. And I was kind of in the middle of stammering. That's why I've been putting other people's comments up because it's like seriously, I'm like,
yeah,
that is
it's been so hard.
Awesome inlay.
Yeah, it's oh my gosh, that's red Haley Otis, red abalone, and I love the look of it. I think it's lighter, so it kind of matches the iris a little better, I think, because it looks more yellow just because of the backlight, but it's actually a fairly pale slab.
Trying to match the iris.
Yeah, that's not a sentence you say. I point that out in the very beginning of the video, and you'll see what I'm talking about tomorrow. But it's like I call an iris agate slab. See, this one's better. This is more of this slab has more utility, and then I like stop and realize what I'm saying, and it's like, how often do you get to say that an iris agate has utility? Like what?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
And so if I might ask, like there's a third party here, there's wood too. And so what kind of wood did you use on that?
So the pommel is African blackwood.
Oh, nice.
And the scales is Jatoba.
Wow.
Yeah, that was, and then all of the liner was aluminum sheet, and then we made all of the locks and hinges and all that stuff from key stock. So it was literally just bars of brass that we cut and shaped everything out with.
Wow,
Phenomenal
dude.
job.
Yeah, I cannot wait to watch this video. Like I have some ulterior motives for also watching the video, but like that's just insane. And you know, I think that one of the coolest things about the Makers Challenge again is that you learn so much. You know, like even if it's not your bag, like say you're never gonna, you know, use do like metal shaping or something like that, like just the how it's made thing. You know, you guys, who else has binge watched How It's Made?
Oh,
you know?
100%, like absolutely. Yeah.
So
100%.
I mean, even if you're never gonna do it, like the curiosity that killed the cat is just way worth the watch, you know. Like I want to see that. That's insane.
So I actually make a point. I don't know. And the chess said it was very specific and it wasn't exactly safe. So I never at any point was like, so this is how you're going to do this at home. Because I didn't really want to be doing this at home. Like, I'm using my rotary tool on a turning, spinning lathe that has a piece of stone glued in. Like, I don't want to be doing this at home. This one, I break down into step by step. So like, you could use this video as a even if you like take the agate blade out of it. If you have a piece of steel that you or like a loose blade, you can follow these steps to make your own knife.
Wow.
From scratch, and it's so satisfying because then you make it exactly how you want it to be instead of like I've made kits before too, where you just assemble it or like replace the scales or something like that, and that's also a lot of fun. But I don't know, there's something like when you finish it and it's all from scratch, it's just so satisfying. I legit played with it for like 3 hours after I finished it.
Totally understand.
Oh, heck
I did
yeah.
the same thing.
I think John is serious. You might have to talk to John a little bit afterwards. He said that twice now.
This one is not for sale, but I actually, and I mentioned it in the video, we are going to be starting to make more of these that will be for sale.
Oh, cool.
I'll pay for this knife with a high five and a hug and a double down with a drawing from River. Kyle, you're too generous.
Yeah.
And Jody, welcome into the chat and thank you. Jody says, you've outdone yourself with this knife. Beautiful. I think that we all feel this way.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
This one was a labor of love for sure, because I hopped straight from this one into another project, And yeah, it's been trying to get caught up with enough videos until I leave for my trip. And yeah, it's been very, very tiring. I'm very happy to have this one done though, because it was like 45 gigs of raw footage that I had to sift through. It took so long.
Oh, and this is like another thing for you guys to kind of know. And I'm sure those of you who create videos that are in the chat already are here and know this is it's landed already. But some of you who don't create video, like just doing the makers challenge isn't it. Then you have to take all the footage that you just made and congeal that into something that's watchable for people. And I mean, you are absolutely toast from making your project because it is something where like most of the folks really push themselves. I think everybody who's invited to the makers challenge really pushes themselves. And yeah, so it's not like you slide into home base when you're done with your challenge. You're like,
yeah, you're done with like the most time consuming part, but then you have to begin the edit, which like this one, I think I had probably like 7 or 8 hours in edit on this one. And then when you're done, it's like you are. So when I was finished with this video, I then had to cut out almost 20 minutes of footage, of edited footage, so that it wasn't like a 45-minute long video. Like it's, I think 23 minutes. So yeah, it's like the first battle is over once you finish the project. There's an entire another battle afterward, which is the edit.
And then there's a battle of getting it uploaded.
Yeah, exactly. Are you on the wish list for future customers for a similar item? I can do that.
Right. Yeah. It's pretty crazy. And some of it is like, it's too soon to even relive some of the moments. Like back in the chat quite a ways, somebody was talking about when I broke the piece of coral. Like it was way too soon. Like I just like skipped over it in the video, like, oh, it broke. Like I just made another one. I can't tell you, like, I'm so surprised that my project didn't fly across the room at that point. Like I was just like, no, like there was a serious breakdown. I don't know like how much like, like there was expletive cloud over the house. It was just bad. And so, yeah, like reliving some of the parts of your makers challenge by having to make the video is kind of like difficult in an emotional way too.
It really is.
It is a big factor. Kyle's weighing in on that one too. Like sometimes I think all of our channels, yeah, we already did that one. All of our channels have taken breaks. I don't know if you have, Theo, because you're just like, how many people you are, like 19 or whatever. But most of us have actually had to take a break every now and again. And yeah,
I don't do that.
The reason why is because like some of that stuff just causes burnout. Like you can't just crunch, literally hours and hours and hours of video to make that weekly, or some people are like on a bi-weekly schedule. I just, when Agate dead. Gotta say it right.
Yeah, exactly.
When he was talking about his schedule on the last podcast that we had him on, I was just like, oh my gosh, he's got like alarms that go off when it's time for him to, post to social media and stuff like that. And it's like, so different levels for different folks, but the just posting it and getting it in, wrangling what you do into a finished product so that it's viewable on YouTube is just like a huge part of it. And I don't know. I think that goes unapplauded. Like, let's all applaud the Makers Challenge projects. That's awesome. But you know what? Applaud those videos too, because
there's so much behind the scenes that no one really talks about.
Yeah,
there's a whole world to it.
Yeah, it's the pimp behind the the thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, so yeah, I have a bunch of commiseration going on in the chat right now. Like, yes, editing is a chore for sure. A lot of people that get into it, the channels that just get started, like that's usually one of your first realizations is like, okay, what platform do I use for editing? Because this is not easy to do. Yeah. And so thank you, John. I really appreciate that. Like and subscribe, people.
Thank you.
Yeah, especially if you're on the Ozone platform right now, like pop on over to the Rockhound podcast and throw some love down there, like likes and subscribes and comments, like all that stuff. Even if you just leave like a heart in the comments, that really helps as far as what the YouTube thing does. And I don't like saying all this stuff. It sounds like so canned, but like we like none of us are in it for like the massive amounts of money that come in. We're just doing it out of love.
Some of us aren't trying to get rich. Some of us are just trying to break even.
Yeah. It like doesn't even cover the habit of rough rocks, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But we do it for you, and so it's free to do those things, and it does help the proliferation of the channel and that sort of thing. So, okay, that soapbox is over. And you guys, that was amazing, and I'm looking forward to seeing both the basement guy, your second channel,
my other half.
Yeah, that Maker's Challenge video is going to be amazing, and then also the Mam Lambo one, which everybody, you guys already know that Morny is amazing. And he needed extra time, and he is like no slouch. And so the fact that he needed extra time, that's saying like how monumental this challenge is going to be.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be up at some point in the relatively near future. He said that he was going to shoot for Friday, and if he couldn't do Friday, it would be Saturday. So that would, for him, that would be, because they're a day ahead, so that'd be like any time now.
Yeah,
desperately waiting. We're like Gollum with the ring, like just like waiting for him.
Yeah, exactly.
My preciousness.
Yes.
Like, you see. Yeah, and I think what would be fun to do next year is to maybe have a like a session with a live stream that is prophesying like what it is that people are going to do, because what it started occurring to me with Mam Lambo is like, okay, what is he doing? Like, it can't be another crab, because he would have banged that out and had that up. So what is he doing? And I love the idea of everybody pitching in like, okay, here's what Kurt's gonna do next year. here's what Kyle's gonna do next year. And so start the ideas rolling around in your own heads. And then an invitation to all of you guys over on our Discord. I thought it would be fun if you guys had your own Makers Challenge. And so put it in the podcast show and tell, the things that you guys make, because you guys make amazing things, and I see them in the shows and tells, and in the lapidary channel, and in the silversmithing channel, and in the faceting channel over there on the Discord all the time. And if you want to get an invite to the Discord, join us. One of our mods might be able to put it into our chat right now. And then also you can go to the email rockhoundroundtable@gmail.com. That'll be in the description after the live is over. And you can go and hit us up for an invite to our Discord, which is, it's like a private sandbox, just so that we don't have people flowing through doing weird things. And it's just, chatting about rocks and showing off your finds and the things that you've made all week long. And so definitely join us. And everybody, thank Theo. Hey, Resort Dog. Hey, everybody. Thank Theo. Welcome to the chat. I've got like Tangentville in my own head. Thanks,
That
Theo,
was
for
awesome.
this wonderful Makers Challenge. Everybody give Theo a great big hand right now. Thank you so much. Allison
You're all
has
welcome. I never imagined it would grow to the size that it has.
yeah, well, 5 years. I mean,
Mhm.
that's like some time to pick up some steam, and it is like somebody, I can't remember what chat I saw it in, but they were like, this is like, I look forward to this all year long. It's like the Super Bowl for the rock community. And I was like, yes, that's totally it. It's, and it's non-competitive. It's not like that anybody is trying to win the
Yeah.
best. It's that you're trying your best to do maybe yourself better. And that's about the only competition that's in it.
Yeah, exactly.
And
And
so,
I never
go ahead.
wanted it to be a contest. I always wanted it to just be like,
Prove to
I don't
yourself
know.
you can do something out of your comfort zone.
Yeah,
And,
yeah,
like,
pretty much. Because I don't know, the
make something
second
new.
you start like getting into the contest side of things, I'm not competitive in any way. I also think it's unfair. Like, okay, so 4 years ago during the first Makers Challenge, my lapidary tools was a flex shaft fasting machine that I really wasn't very good using, and a tile saw. And you compare that to the master Kyle, who has this like amazing lapidary setup for polishing and stuff. It is not fair to grade on the same criteria, like, it's not fair, so I don't know. It's like I don't like, I don't know. Making it competitive felt wrong under that lens, So I never wanted it to be competitive. It is all about like, let's just get together and make some awesome stuff.
Totally. Hey, kitty.
Kyle, I agree. I see you in chat. That's not true. You say, nah, nah,
oh, it's going down.
nah. I watched you polish that limb in front of me in like 10 minutes.
It wasn't a human limb, you guys.
I never said that.
No, it was a limb cast.
Absolutely a human limb.
Yeah. Welcome to the Halloween show.
And it was absolutely a human limb. Sorry. Sorry, I'll stop.
Yeah, here he is. No. No.
I literally watched you do it in front of me. I literally brought a limb from Montana with me when I went to Oregon. Because and he polished it for me in like 10 minutes. I'm like, that was the moment that ruined my flat lap for me.
Oh, don't do that.
It's like, polishing feels so much worse now after seeing how good grass can be.
It's kind of like having like the car that you like, and then you drive somebody else's really good car, and you're like,
exactly. And then you go back, and
I
it's
used
like,
to
man,
like
this
my car.
sucks. I'll just walk everywhere.
Now. Thank you, Cody. Thank you, everybody. Again, the Makers Challenge would be nothing without you guys like wanting to see what people are making. We all make stuff in the privacy of our own shops and whatnot, and so it's super cool that you guys are into it, and you definitely fuel the stoke for this kind of thing. Like I used to, when I was an artist, I would be creating work, and I would paint in a closet and never show anybody if it was, going to be that way. But the fact that there was going to be a gallery opening, and that there were going to be people there, and people would be seeing your work, and you were excited about that. That's a goal, and it makes you push harder, and it can definitely bring out, the best in you out of that challenge. And so we really appreciate all you guys, because you push us to be better too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep,
absolutely.
All right, and thank you, Carrie. Good to see you. Really, really appreciate you guys all coming tonight. And so, wow, we did it. We won. We did the we did the
We did the thing.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, and we really appreciate you guys all coming to the Rockhound podcast to enjoy this with us. And it's always super fun doing the live thing. Is this the second time that we've done it?
I think we've done it 3 times.
3?
No, I think we've done the live twice.
Well, this feels like 2 times.
Well, because we did the one where we couldn't get
we
it
did
linked
4
up.
times because there's 2 channels and it's being like live on 2 channels.
I know that there was at least
like your
2.
math.
I'm pretty sure it was 3 because there was one where Kurt wasn't there.
Oh,
There was
Yeah.
one
okay.
time when we
That's
couldn't
why.
go live on the podcast and it was confusing. That was the first one. And then Karen and I did one where we were like, it'll be like 45 minutes. And then it was like,
yeah,
hours.
like 2 hours.
Right.
it'll be
Yeah,
6
my brain
minutes.
decided to not remember that one.
Yeah, I think my brain just ate that one out. That went like way longer than it was supposed to. But it's okay.
I remember seeing that in the podcast chat. Like, okay, let's like keep this like 45 minutes, and then like hours later, I see y'all come back in and like, wow, that was like 2.5, 3 hours.
Yeah, I went way longer than I wanted to. I was already on so
Yeah, that's just like our conversations,
happens.
just normal.
Tangents,
you know,
yeah.
like we just let everybody else hang out for it. It's bad. Thank you, Michelle. Really, really appreciate that. And yeah, it seems like we're seeing some names that we haven't seen for a while. So welcome back if you've
awesome.
been. Yeah, it's really, really good to see folks, and we totally get it. You know,
Oh,
yeah.
that you come and you go. We'll be here.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah. And let's see.
Ryan's
Oh,
asking who's going
Okay,
live.
so this is a thing. So John, the reason why we don't take super chats over on the podcast channel is we're not monetized.
Mm-hmm.
And so like that's it's not why we're on 2 channels right now, because I need to figure out how to just do the one as not the host. Like I have to kind of host it, and so I'm not entirely sure how I do that. I'll figure it out. But anything that you pitch over this way will go directly towards the platform. We just because it's not monetized, and I don't know if we'll ever monetize the podcast, you guys. And
Yeah,
so, you know,
we're here for y'all. Like that's the
Yeah.
main focus.
It's
It's not about the
charity.
cash.
It's charity.
Literally.
Yeah.
Carla, thank you so much for coming, and thank you for waking up. We're so happy that you did. We're all so excited when we wake up. Silverback just
Hey.
joined.
Hey,
Yeah, it's so good. And hey, Opal guy, thank you also for coming in. And yeah, the community
Is based.
yeah, community-based podcast. Yeah, so thanks guys. And so for the weekend, we have Theo's video that's going to be coming out at 5:00 tomorrow, right?
And I'm doing a premiere, which I very rarely do.
Woo!
Also,
We love that.
this is important. I know most of the people know this already. Do not go to my channel. Do not go to the main channel. It is not on the main channel. It will not be getting posted to the main channel. Go to the second channel. So I've had several people ask me, "It's like, oh, is your premiere link up?" It's like, yeah, it's up. I can't find it. Actually, yeah,
I
you were
did
one of those
that.
people. You were like one of the 7 people that are like, I don't see it. It's like, hey, did you go to my main channel? Yeah, it's not there. You go to the other one.
So like I have a couple blonde hairs left, and yeah. And so go check that out. We've got Kyle is going to be going live for his sale.
He said he was taking the weekend off.
What's that?
Oh, did he?
Kyle said
The
he was
whole
taking the
weekend?
weekend off, I thought.
There's
Kyle!
no. I know that he's taking Sunday off for sure. And so yeah, we'll wait for
Whenever
Kyle
Kyle
to
answers, I just yell.
make a hey to do. Yeah.
Kyle!
And he hears you.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
okay,
not
that's what
going
I
live
thought.
at all this weekend.
Yeah, because I asked him
Wow.
about that because I was afraid of overlapping my premiere with one of his lives, and he's like, "I'm not even doing live this weekend." I was like, "All right, that's really, really convenient."
I just felt like all the people in the chat go like, "What am I going to do? Where am I going to
Nothing.
spend my money?"
What is life without live?
Right? It cries.
We
Okay,
can
you
hang out
guys.
for like a half hour at about 5 Mountain Time at my video.
Yeah, go check out Theo's video, and I'll probably swoop in with like I might like pick apart a camera or fish or something like that for y'all on a live just so that you guys can talk.
Yeah.
So since the other guy, the basement guy, has Saturday, I'll probably do something for Sunday. Thank you so much, John, for putting up the link for the basement guy, second channel for Theo. It's right there in the chat. Go check that out. Oh, see, Carla just asked even. Okay,
Yeah, that's like perfect. Second
there
channel
it
is
is.
Sticks and Stones.
And so forever into the future,
Actually,
there's the
I'm
link.
signed in as this is me, second channel basement guy.
That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. And this is the link, you guys. Well, Spot says that they're all going to be staring at their Blink screens all weekend long.
It's so sad.
Just waiting for like just claim 18. Tourette's.
Screaming it out into the void. Yeah.
Into
exactly.
the abyss. Yeah. All right. You guys have any whys for the end of the night?
Man, I don't know if I have any whys left in me. Okay, actually I do. Out. So I was reading about this recently, and I think it's fascinating, and it fits with Maker's Challenge so perfectly. They basically did a study where they followed a bunch of different type of people in a bunch of different professions, and learned that there is no such thing as a creative part of the brain. It does not exist. Every single human alive has the exact same proclivity for creativity in their mind. And the difference that they found was that the people that are more creative are actually just in an environment where they are allowed to experiment and play, basically. So when you see people that say, I couldn't do that, I'm not creative enough to do that, you have just not stretched that part of your brain. So again, this is a great point of the Maker's Challenge that I love so much. It's that a lot of people say that they can't do that. Everyone can do this. You just got to be willing to fail a few times. Look forward to experimentation. And just, there's an expression that fits this so perfectly, and I don't know if I'm allowed to say it. Here, I'm going to go into the private. You know what? I'll just, never mind. It's probably not.
I want to know.
I'll still put it in private chat.
Okay. We can see it.
Yeah, you guys can see it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that is literally like the recipe for discovery. F around and find out.
There you go.
Yeah,
it's so true. So yeah, just if you don't wonder if something will work, just try it. If it fails, then you know what to do differently.
Be okay to fail.
Yeah, failure is not a bad thing in any way, shape, or form.
Nope. In my days of being a trainer for fight skills, one of the more better trainers than me, like a sensei style trainer, was always said, don't take anything into the ring that you're not willing to lose. And like that really meant like just don't take your ego in there. You know, because if somebody hits you and you like get knocked out, well, don't lose your whole persona over it. Like, so you got knocked out, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
No big deal. So just don't take that into the ring. Just don't worry about failing. It's okay.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
Totally.
Yeah. How about you, Kurt? You got some ways? I love that, Theo, by the way.
I don't have anything that can top Theo's.
It's not a
It's just
competition.
really relevant for Maker's
It is.
Challenge. So when I read that, I was like, "Oh, this is great."
I have some words for another time to finish my words from like 4 episodes ago when I was like, do this, and then my internet dropped.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I'll do that another time though. That does not fit with Maker Challenge at all. But like they were saying, just keep trying, and if you fail 10 times, just find the 11th time to figure it out.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Make it work. I know
That is
there's
so
been
true.
projects where I've failed dozens and dozens of times, and just look it up, look at it, figure it out, and just eventually you'll come up with something that works.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
I look at art as basically, you can call it a sample size.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
every
works.
time you do a piece of art, that's your first sample size. And when you do it, you're like, okay, these are the things that are not optimal. So the next time you're increasing your sample size, you know what not to do, what to do differently, and you're more willing to experiment and go in different directions with it. And I love
know what
that.
I'm doing next year.
Yeah.
Sample
So-
sizes.
Yeah. So
Little Happy Meal bags of my Maker's Challenge.
yeah, I don't know. The more I do this kind of stuff, the more my brain is. I kind of just leap off the cliff without worrying about failure, because if it's going to fail, it's going to fail, and you learn way more by something messing up than everything going perfectly. You will not have learned a single thing from that experience if it all works the way it should.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's not scientific, because usually you have to fail a bunch of times. My dad was the senior scientist on this like super difficult machine that they were working on.
Mhm.
And I used to hang out with him on a Friday after a long work week, and he would talk about failure after failure. And I mean, he would be like doing this,
Yeah.
while we were having Stein curtains, like on a Friday, like, dude, it's gonna be okay. But he's like one of the smartest people I've known on the planet, and he failed and failed and failed with this scientific project until they didn't.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so yeah, it doesn't, like, it's never it's never about how smart you are or how creative you are or how talented you are. It's just about getting there, and hey, it's a journey, right? It's gonna be a fun one, full of like maybe some uphills and some downhills that are nauseous, like,
Yeah.
but that's the journey, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's like a great point. That's like something, like, talk to scientists about that. It's like they don't really view failure as a negative whatsoever, because it's literally just them removing certainties, like,
Parts of the cliff so you can get to the prize, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, in rock terms, like,
Yeah, exactly.
overburden.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so something that I actually heard this week that like rang in my ears, and thank you, Kurt, for your input. Talent and skill come out of passion and perseverance. Because a lot of people will go like, oh, you're so talented. And he goes away.
I don't know why.
Like, I'm done. Yeah. That was it. So many people like, oh, you're so talented, and oh, it's so creative. And just like what you were saying about like there's no creative part of the brain, it's like, I don't know, maybe just like tap into your passion and have some perseverance, and I'll bet you anything you find it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's really just building a skill set.
Yeah.
Anything looks really difficult if you've never done it before.
Yep.
Yeah. Including walking. And we all do that. Sometimes we mess up.
Anything in the world, it looks way more difficult than it is in reality because you've never done it, So it's like why I like to say creativity is a muscle that you have to stretch, like just do it and it will get better and better every single time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like going to the gym.
Yeah, exactly.
Love it. All right. Well, with that, you guys go out and make your own makers
Thank-
challenges.
Oh, that's
Find
way better
Send
than
us
what
the
I said.
pictures.
what's that?
You said go out and make your own maker's challenge, but you hesitated for a second. I was like, go out and make your own thing.
The things
And
and the
then you
other
finished the
stuff.
sentence. It's like, that sounds way better than what I said. Go make a thing.
Do the things and
Anything.
the stuff and the
Yeah.
Rock
whatnot.
bangs.
Yeah.
Allison, I love that. Creative crunches.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like that.
Build those creative abs, right?
Yeah, exactly. You're working on that creative six pack.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us through the Makers Challenge recap. Makers Challenge 5 hashtag. Go watch them all. Thank you so much to all of the makers that made beautiful things for us to recap all about. Thank you, Theo, for putting it together. Thank you, Kurt, for being here tonight and always being fantastic. And your cat. Both
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Only one was on tonight. Twice.
We got a little bit of Theo's cat too.
Yeah.
And,
Before he
and
got
thank
put in
you.
solitary.
Thank you, everybody in the chat. You guys are so awesome. We really appreciate all of you. You guys have to know that. So much so that we like to just hang out for huge swaths of time with you and talk about whatever, just
Yeah.
to prolong ever going off the air. So. So we've done that thing. Have a great weekend. Happy holidays to all of you. And hopefully you guys will be all finding your treasures and rock on. And we
I'll
will
see
catch
you all
you.
at 5 tomorrow.
Yep. We'll catch you all at the live stream over at the Basement Guys premiere. Cheers, everybody. Rock on, and we will see you on the next podcast.
Bye, everybody.
Cheers.
What happens now?